Buildings are symbols of progress, dreams, and human achievement. They stand tall as landmarks and represent the hard work and ambition of many. However, not all buildings remain standing forever. Sometimes, due to a range of factors like structural problems, safety concerns, or even urban planning decisions, buildings must be demolished. Among these buildings are the tallest structures, which once dominated city skylines, but now meet their end in controlled demolitions. In this video, we will look at some of the tallest building demolitions in the world, exploring the reasons behind their destruction, how they were brought down, and the impact they had on the cities they called home. 1. Power Station Westerholt. The demolition of Power Station Westerholt's chimney in Germany made history as the tallest controlled structure ever to be demolished, standing at 337 meters, 1,105 feet. Built in 1981, the chimney became an iconic symbol of the power station, which was decommissioned in 2005. The demolition took place in 2006, a year after the station ceased operations. The process was carried out in two stages. First, the bottom was blasted, followed by a second blast in the middle of the structure. The event drew a large crowd of spectators eager to witness the spectacle, although the significant number of people caused a slight delay. Once the explosives detonated, the chimney collapsed with a powerful thud, enveloped in a massive cloud of dust. The demolition left only a pile of debris where the once towering chimney had stood. It marked the end of an era for the power station and the region. 2. Mina Plaza. Mina Plaza in Abu Dhabi, UAE, holds the record as the tallest building ever to be demolished. The complex, made up of 4 towers, each standing 165 meters, 541 feet, began construction in 2007, but was halted in 2012 due to a dispute with the owners. Although there were plans to resume construction in 2014, the project was abandoned because of financial issues. In 2020, the government decided to demolish the towers as part of a broader redevelopment plan for the Mina Zayed port area. The demolition involved 13,000 pounds of explosives to safely implode the towers. 3 buildings collapsed first, followed by the 4th, leaving behind a massive pile of rubble. The process was meticulously planned to ensure the safety of everyone in the area, and the towers were reduced to dust within seconds. 3. J.L. Hudson's Department Store. The J.L. Hudson's Department Store in Detroit, Michigan, had one of the most dramatic demolitions ever. Built in 1911, it was the tallest department store in the world at 134 meters, 440 feet. After over 80 years of business, the store was closed and the building was abandoned. By 1998, plans were made to demolish it. On the day of the demolition, over 20,000 people gathered to witness the event. The explosion was so powerful that it shattered windows in nearby abandoned stores. The blast even damaged the Detroit People Mover, an elevated train system. The area where the store once stood was later developed into a 278-meter, 912 feet skyscraper, which is expected to open in 2022. 4. Ocean Tower Demolition. The Ocean Tower was located on South Padre Island in Texas, near the famous SpaceX Starship facility. This skyscraper stood at 115 meters, or just over 375 feet, before it was demolished in 2009. The building was designed to be a luxury condominium, complete with a swimming pool, gym, and spa. However, construction began to face major issues when cracks appeared in the building's support columns. The cause of the damage was discovered to be the sinking of the tower's base by almost 16 inches, which led to the building leaning. Despite attempts to fix the issue, engineers concluded that the renovation would be too costly. In December of 2009, Controlled Demolition Inc. carried out a controlled implosion of the Ocean Tower. At the time, it was the largest concrete structure ever to be demolished through implosion. The safety of the island's residents was ensured by closing the nearby park for the day, while spectators watched the tower crumble from hotels and restaurants. 5. Landmark Tower Demolition. The Landmark Tower in Fort Worth, Texas, was once the tallest skyscraper in the city. At 116 meters, 380 feet, it opened in 1957 and boasted the world's largest revolving digital clock at the top. For more than 30 years, it stood as a symbol of modern architecture and innovation. However, over time, the building began to show signs of deterioration, and its future became uncertain. In March 2000, the Landmark Tower was severely damaged by a tornado, which led to discussions about its demolition. After years of debate, in 2006, the Midwest Wrecking Company took on the task of bringing it down. To ensure safety, 15 city blocks surrounding the tower were evacuated. The demolition was carried out using 360 pounds of explosives, and within minutes, the building collapsed into a pile of rubble. Following its demolition, the area where the tower once stood was repurposed into a parking garage, completed in 2016. The fall of the landmark tower marked the end of an era in Fort Worth's skyline, and its memory remains in the city's history. 6. AFE Tower Demolition. The AFE Tower, once the tallest building ever demolished in Europe, was located in Frankfurt, Germany. Standing 116 meters, 382 feet tall, the tower was originally a part of the Goethe University campus. Despite initial plans for a piece-by-piece dismantling, local complaints led to the decision to use explosives for its demolition. In 2014, more than 30,000 people gathered to witness the tower's destruction, which was broadcasted to the public. The demolition began with a collapse of the tower's concrete skeleton around its core. Explosions targeted the 5th and 17th floors, causing the building to split in two. One section fell to the south, while the other fell to the north. Following the demolition, the site was repurposed, and a new luxury residential and hotel tower, called 140 West, was constructed in its place. The dramatic event became a memorable moment in Frankfurt's history, marking the end of an iconic structure and the beginning of a new era in the city's skyline. 7. Brayton Point Power Station. Although not a traditional building, the demolition of the Brayton Point Power Station in Somerset, Massachusetts, was quite impressive. The plant, which first opened in the 1960s, was decommissioned in 2017. In 2019, two of its massive cooling towers were demolished in a controlled implosion, setting a world record for the tallest cooling towers to ever be blown up. Each of the cooling towers stood at 152 meters, 500 feet, just slightly taller than the cooling tower at the Trojan nuclear power plant. The demolition attracted spectators from all over New England. In the weeks following the explosion, fires broke out in the debris, adding to the drama of the demolition. 8. Building in Xi'an City. In November 2015, the Golden Flower Building in Xi'an, China, was demolished. This 118-meter, 387 feet tall structure had stood since 1996, but had not been used for many years. It was originally owned by the Jinhua Pharmaceutical Factory, but the building's cost to remodel was deemed too high. To bring down the tower, the Pengcheng Explosion Company used 1.4 tons of dynamite and 12,000 detonators. A 13-foot trench was dug around the building to minimize the impact of the explosion. The demolition was quick, but the cleanup took over 70 days. After the debris was cleared, the site was developed into a commercial complex with residential and retail spaces. In conclusion, tall buildings represent the dreams and ambitions of their creators, but they are not always immune to the realities of time and practicality. Some tall structures are demolished because of financial problems, changing priorities, or simply because they no longer fit in with the evolving landscape. While some of the tallest demolitions in the world may seem tragic, they serve as a reminder that even the most impressive buildings are not immune to the passage of time. Whether due to financial difficulties, design flaws, or safety concerns, these demolitions show the importance of planning, foresight, and adaptability in the world of architecture. As cities grow, new buildings replace the old ones. If you like this, please subscribe. It helps. Thank you.